I'm going without screens for an entire week to find out what happens to my creativity, my health and well-being, and my attention span when there are no screens to look at. Hi, I'm Alex Boone. I'm a nature journaling artist, and my whole career revolves around being outside, taking people outside, and creativity and mindfulness in nature. So for 7 days, I'm going to be trying this. I'm not going to have any screens except that little screen there for this camera. And the other screen that I'm allowing myself is my watch here, because otherwise I won't know what the time is. Everything else I gave over to my partner. My PC was unplugged at the wall, so I've got to try and keep away from it. My laptop, iPad, Kindle, and both of my phones have been taken away from me. And my partner has hidden them somewhere in the house. I actually have no clue where they are. I started it 2 hours ago and already I'm kind of really twitchy. It's really strange. It's kind of, I didn't realise just how attached to it I was. At lunchtime was really strange because usually at lunch we don't actually have a dining table or anything. So we've just got the sofa and we tend to eat lunch in front of the TV. So there was the two of us looking at the blank TV screen. So that was a little bit strange as well. So yeah, the TV also counts, I should say. I'm not going to be watching any television, no Netflix, no PlayStation. One thing that I'm pretty sure that I am going to miss is I really love music. And so what I did was I bought a portable Walkman, like a really old fashioned one I used to have when I was a kid. And so I can still listen to some music, some of my old CDs and things, which I'm kind of looking forward to because it's going to be nice to listen to music that with things like Spotify and YouTube, you've got all of the music. And I think that I don't often listen to things that I used to listen to on CD. So I'm quite looking forward to that. Now, I know that there's no hope of me getting through this big stack of books all in 1 week, but I think it's just something about trying to actually get into the habit of reading my books a little bit more instead of kind of just immediately reaching for my phone in every single moment of boredom. That's kind of what I'm really hoping to get out of this. One thing I have already noticed just a couple of hours into my no screen challenge is that I picked up a new book that I'm going to start reading, which is this one. It's Stephen Lovett's Birdsong in a Time of Silence. But the thing is, I kind of immediately, as soon as I picked the book up, in my head went, oh, I've got to put that on Goodreads right now. And of course, because I don't have my phone, I can't put it on there right now. And then there was a little bit of anxiety about whether I'll remember to put it on later. And then it's kind of like, does that actually really matter? But it was amazing kind of watching that come up almost straight away. And I think that normally I would answer that with going and picking up my phone, putting it on Goodreads, and then perhaps spending a bunch of time on my phone doing something else while I'm on there. So this has been a pretty good lesson actually right off the bat. Good morning. It is the second day of the No Screen Challenge, and I've just arrived here at the studio. Most of the time, I'm at the studio that you've seen before, the one that's in my garden, but I also come and work at this studio in town, and this is also where I teach as well. And on Tuesday mornings, I usually come here and work with my friend Anna, who kind of runs the studio here. Let's talk about the screens. So it's been interesting. So this morning, the normal thing that I'd want to do kind of as soon as I get up, and I kind of used to not do this and used to be really good at keeping all of my tech away from the bedroom and everything. But recently what I'd normally do is open up my laptop. I'll kind of get up and then go back to bed and open up my laptop and do some of the day's admin first thing. So it was quite strange not doing that this morning. And instead, I read some books and took some notes on some of the stuff I'm developing for an upcoming course and program for the Nature Journaling Circle. Yes, so far so good. Enjoying it. I just got back from the studio in Colleton and it was kind of an immediate thing. Oh, I get through the door. I want to check my emails. I want to check my phone because I usually leave my work phone at home for visiting the other studio. And it was quite strong desire to really immediately check everything. And but then there was a kind of like a moment of relaxation when I realized that actually I couldn't. And so I'm just going to cook some lunch and play the piano and then head out for a walk this afternoon. I've come out for my walk at Branscombe today. It's a little village a little way down the coast from where I live, but I came up here today to just see how the spring wildflowers are getting on and to put a little bit down in my nature journal. Nowadays you can get the internet anywhere, even somewhere a little bit more remote like this, and I would be tempted to look at it even while I'm sat up here, and not having the opportunity to do that has been really rather good. One thing that I've actually noticed especially is that the day seems longer. I think that when I've got the computer and I know I've got to kind of rush home to get onto the computer, my to-do list of things to get done on the computer is so long that I always feel under pressure and a little bit stressed to actually kind of work through this really long backlog. But without having that there, everything feels completely different. It's like, oh wow, I have hours until dinner time. How am I going to fill it? What am I going to do? Perhaps I'm going to read more. Perhaps I'm going to be a bit more creative. It's day 3 of the no screen challenge. It's getting a little bit easier. So this morning I kind of woke up and I didn't immediately feel like I needed to put my laptop on or look at my phone. I immediately got up, got ready for the gym and went out. So that's quite a lot of time saved there. It continues to go well. I'm kind of working in the studio a lot more rather than being on the computer. So there just seems to be a lot more time. I think that's the main takeaway from what I've found out so far. I have a bit more time for everything because I'm not diving into the enormous list of things that I have to do on the computer. It's been good. I'm going to keep on going. I'm just cooking lunch now. And normally this is when I watch YouTube videos when I'm cooking. I tend to have my iPad on the side and I will watch a YouTube video and chop up my vegetables and get cooking. But I've been trying to sort of film whatever I'm replacing a screen activity with. But actually, I'm not going to replace this with anything. It reminds me a little bit of being on Buddhist retreat where we cook for each other and we just enjoy the silence and just the moments where we are cooking and creating something peacefully with our hands. And that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to cook. It's quite interesting. Earlier I was filming another YouTube video about my time at art school, so that one's going to come out after this one. And I was looking back in my old diaries from when I was a teenager to kind of talk a little bit about art school. And I was very surprised. Well, I don't know. Was I surprised? I was interested to read in there that I had a problem with the internet. I had a problem with fixation on being online whilst I was at art school. And because I was struggling with social things and, not having any friends at art school and struggling socially, I became very reliant on the internet for kind of friends and for having somewhere that I could hang out where I felt kind of comfortable and confident to be myself. That might be where some of this kind of screen reliance comes from. I think the main reflection I have for today is that when I'm outside on a no technology day, I kind of don't feel in any rush to get home. Like normally I'd kind of start having this feeling after about an hour, oh, I should go and do something on the computer. I should go and do something a little bit more worthwhile. And actually today I've just stayed out for longer, and that has meant that I've seen more and had more time to actually sketch in the journal and take a little bit more time over everything. Not being in a hurry has been really, really good for me. Perhaps on these days I really can actually just focus on the creative work, on the nature journaling that I need to be doing, both for myself and also to generate content and bring you all outside with me just that little bit more. We're now halfway through the no screen challenge. It's day 4. It's Thursday. I've been out teaching this morning, so it's quite interesting. Usually when I'm teaching, I usually have my phone with me, and I will take photographs and things of the students working, particularly looking down at their work. And there's lots of times people done some lovely things and I really wanted to take a photo, and sort of patting my pockets for my phone, which wasn't of course there. The last hour or so I've just been working into the sketches from the teaching this morning. Quite often when I come back from a teaching session, I'll sit down with the drawings and just sort of tighten them up and make them a little bit nicer to look at so that they'll be useful for a future teaching session. That's been a really nice thing to do while I don't have screens, because all of these are done from photographs that I've had printed out anyway, so I had the reference material right to hand. I think the main thing that I've actually missed has been the television more than anything. I've already finished 2 books, but I really do miss the TV. In terms of the computer, I haven't missed it quite as much, actually. Once I got used to the fact that I can't check things, so I can't worry too much about what's going on online, it made it much easier, and I kind of was able to just put that to the side. But I have ended up actually a little bit more tired. And I think that's because I've got longer periods of sustained work, and that has meant that I'm focusing more, which has meant that I get a little bit more tired at the end of the day. And all of this, I think, really is a good thing. I've just finished for the day out in the studio, and it's kind of getting towards 6 o'clock and I'm kind of finishing my work day. Now we're getting into the evening and I so badly want to watch TV, but I'm gonna really stick with it. I'm not going to do that, and I'll see you in the morning. It's Friday and it's day 5 of the no screen challenge, and we're heading off to, where are we going? Ham Wool. We're going Somerset Levels, Ham Wool. We're going birding, and I don't think I'm going to need any screens today.
I can look at them.
I've spent the last couple of hours out in the hides birding, and we've seen some amazing things. There's the great crested grebes, which are now displaying. We've got marsh harriers flying overhead, tufted ducks, shoveler ducks, all of these incredible species that I don't often see much at home. So I'm kind of used to there being lots of wetland birds about where I am, but there's so much more here. And I can tell you I haven't missed screen for 1 second. We've been here about half an hour now and have just seen the marsh harriers come over and the deer running, all in front of this beautiful vista of Glastonbury Tor. It's not a bad day to be without the screen. We've seen some incredible things, glossy ibis and marsh harrier, and I've spent a few hours nature journaling as well, quietly waiting and watching for the birds. It's a little bit like a gamble in a way, without any of the downsides. You go to a beautiful place and you sit and wait, and something wonderful is bound to happen. I haven't missed the laptop today. I haven't missed the computer, the phones, any of that. It's been the perfect place to be without screens. And any moment where I would have been tempted normally to look something up on my phone, I haven't had the opportunity to do that, not having my phone with me. So it's been really good to really just focus in on being here right now. It's day 6 of the No Screen Challenge, and I woke up this morning to the perfect spring morning here in East Devon. This morning it's a Saturday, and on Saturdays I have a day off, so I'm not going to be working at all today. So I'm going to head off to the gym now. And of course there's going to be screens in the gym, but I try not to look at them too much. And then come back and have a relaxed day doing some chores and some gardening around the house. These are my raised vegetable beds, and I pack them up for the winter because the last few seasons I haven't got round to planting any winter crops. So today I need to lift all of this off and start getting some salad and other spring crops into the soil here. I've spent most of the day in the garden. It's much easier actually on the days like this to go without the screens and the technology. It's on the days where it's kind of cold and wet and raining that I found it harder to do without the TV and without YouTube. I haven't actually been into my studio today because it's my day off, and I try to avoid going in there because inevitably I get sucked into doing what I love. So I keep the nature journals closed just for this day, and I'll be back nature journaling again tomorrow, Sunday. It's the final full day of the challenge. Good morning, it's Sunday. I'm just walking down to Seaton Tramway, and I'm going birding on the tram this morning.
One of the early migrants. They have a wintering population. They migrate to Eastern Europe, and then the ones that will be wintering in Spain, they move into the UK for the summer.
Just got off the tram here at Seaton Wetlands. I'm going to walk on home. A lovely morning, observing the birds from the tram. And this afternoon I've got another YouTube video to film, one of the upcoming ones for the channel. And then it's on to our last evening without the TV. Then we'll be going into the very last morning of the challenge tomorrow.
Weightless, I am weightless. Underneath your wind I soar.
Well, I did it. 7 days without the screen, and I thought I'd just kind of wind up this video with a few reflections on how it went and what changed. The main thing I noticed was just that I had more time. A lot of that is because I wasn't doing my online business work, you know, that's kind of obvious. I would have more time, but I was spending it creatively, like I was still working, I was recording videos, but it was also just kind of those little moments through the day. All of the time I was spending was enmeshed into that work, and I really felt like I was being way more productive. And not only was I more productive, I was kind of more productive for longer stretches of time, which really meant that my brain could really get into the task. And it was also easier to rest afterwards. Although saying that, I did really miss some of my wind down time, kind of watching YouTube videos and Netflix and things like that. And also, despite my lovely CD player, I really did miss Spotify. I miss having access to kind of all of the music. Another thing that I really missed, I didn't miss checking my emails regularly, that's for sure. But I did miss interacting with everybody. I missed the Nature Journaling Circle community and everyone over there. And I missed kind of answering emails and answering YouTube comments and just kind of being more involved in the outcomes of what I'm doing. Like I did loads. I wrote a course, even a whole module of a course, and I wrote a session for the Nature Journaling Circle, but there's no kind of two-way interactions, which I usually get with my community online. So I'm feeling excited about switching everything back on. I'm a little bit nervous because I kind of don't know what has transpired in my business in the last week. I really have shut everything away. I have no idea what's gone on. I don't know how well my last YouTube video did. And I think the main thing that I've realised that I need to do now going forward is to have these periods of switch off and really keep to them. I think this 7-day period has shown that I actually do have the willpower to switch off and have devices in the house, have everything around me and just not use it. So I do have the willpower and I know that now. And I think that I can go forward with little periods of time where I really don't use it. I'm really feeling the freedom right now. And, you know, going back to it is kind of, can I go back to it and still retain that freedom? So I really hope you enjoyed watching this video and kind of coming along with me for the week. I'm going to film some more of these sort of challenge videos because I really enjoyed making it. I'm thinking the next one will be I'm going to only sketch and draw in one sketchbook for an entire week and see whether I can fill the whole sketchbook. Let me know what you thought of this video and if this is the kind of thing you'd like to see a bit more of on this channel. But until then, I'm going to enjoy ramping myself back into the online part of my business, and I'll be looking forward to interacting with you all soon. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.